Namaste. Welcome to the RSC group of channels. Today we are here again with the chapter number 3 of History, Class 8, and the name of the chapter is Ruling the Countryside. Ruling the Countryside, as we have discussed earlier in the previous chapter, that the Britishers, they came in India as a traders, and later on and gradually they became the powerful or the power of the country. So in this chapter we will read or we will understand how they start ruling the countrysides also, because countryside, that means the villages. So they are also having a very important role in our country. So before that we will start with that company becomes the Diwan, and on 12th of August 1765. So on 12th August 1965, the English East India Company, they got the Diwani right from the Aurangzeb's officials by giving them bribe. Before that they had to give the revenue to the Mughal emperors also, as they came India as a trading company, so they have to give the revenues to the Mughal emperors also. For that they have to purchase, they have to brought gold and the silver from Britain, and they have to sold it in the Indian market. After that, getting the money from the Indian market, purchasing the things, and again went back to the European market and sold it over there. But at the same time they have to give the revenues also. So that was a huge expensive thing for them. So when they got the Diwani of the 11 villages in Bengal, they got the right and they started taking the revenues also. Now the peasants and the normal people, they were badly affected by this thing, because once they, at the same time they were giving the revenue to the Nawab of the Bengal also, simultaneously they started giving the revenue to the British officials also. As a result, the peasants, they started evacuating, or they started moving from their villages, and the village starting the deserting. Now on 1770, a huge drought and or famine that broke out in Bengal, and as a result 10 million people they died. So neither the Nawab nor the Britishers, they took any interest in saving the people, and that causes a huge misconception among them. But after that thing, after that drought, the company, they started thinking, because when the villages, they were evacuated and the people, they were not there in the villages, so nobody was there to give the revenue to them. So now they started thinking the how to get the revenue from the peasants or the farmers, or from the village people. So they started some new techniques. The very first technique, the need to improve agriculture, was permanent settlement. It was being applied by Lord Cornwallis in 1793. According to the permanent settlement, the revenue was fixed for the time period of 10 years. That means whether the condition was bad, or whether the condition was poor, or whether condition was poor, because at the time the farmers, they were basically depend on the weather condition. So whether the condition was poor or bad, but they had to give a permanent revenue, or the permanent settle, that was known as the permanent settlement, to the British officials. Whether they took the profit, if they were having the profit in particular year, then also they had to give the permanent settlement, or particular permanent revenue, that is the 1/10 part of their production. Okay, now the zamindars were being the mediators. They played the role of the mediators between the officials and British officials and the peasants, of the farmers of the villages. Now after some time, the Britishers, they felt bored, because now they started thinking that if in somewhere it might be happened that the production was on a large scale and they had a huge profit, but still the revenue was being sent to the Britishers, that was only 1/10 part of the production. So now they felt a little bit bored with that, and after that they again took the new thing, that Holt Mackenzie in 1822 in Uttar Pradesh, he started a new agriculture, that was permanent technique of taking the revenue, that was the Mahalwari system. Mahal means a plot, a village. So according to this system, he started measuring the small plots of the villages, and even the small plots of the farmers also, or according to that part the revenue was being settled out. So that was again, it was again for through this thing, they started taking the revenue from each and every farmer. Now jamindars are also playing the important role in this also. After that, simultaneously at the same time in south, Captain Alexander Reed in Madras, he started a new system that was a Rayat Wari, because he thought that why they have to give the revenue to zamindars also, and the zamindars, they were also taking some part of the commission also, so they don't want to give the commission to the zamindars, and he had a thought that let's start the direct contact with the peasants directly. So he started a Rayat Wari system. Rayat Wari again is the system of taking the revenue, but according to him, he said Rayat means the farmers. So Rayat Wari means direct revenue taken from the farmers. And simultaneously in 1819, Thomas Munro in Madras, he also started the Munro system, because he started this system according to for his name, and according to this system also, he also started taking the direct revenue from the peasants. There was no middle connection between, like the zamindars earlier, who were playing important role in the permanent settlement or the Mahalwari system, but in the Rayat Wari and the Munro system, they were having the direct contact with the British official. That means they had to pay the direct revenue to the British officials, which led to another destruction, because now the farmers, they don't have any exceptions or any other things where they have to go, where they have to tell their complaint, because they have to give their settlement, or they have to give the revenue direct to the that means the British people. Thank you.